Hi guys,
Hello people.
I'm
I'm
Milena,
Lola.
and
Let's not.
we're watching Better Call Saul.
Yeah.
We're watching episode 9 of the last season of our favorite show.
Basically, there's only so little left. 5.
With this one 5.
Yeah, with this one 5. After this one 4. Again, to say it on the beginning of this reaction, because last time we said on minute 20 of our intro, we are not going to be able to watch episodes 10 and 11 live.
Yeah.
So this is going to be the last time you see us for Better Call Saul
in 3 weeks.
In 3 weeks.
Because the next time you'll see us, we'll watch basically... I'm coming back from my vacation. It's on Tuesday, so we'll be filming on Tuesday, like Better Call Saul episode 10. And that's on 9th August.
Yes, which is
so
when
that's
episode
when you'll get
11 comes out.
Yeah, but then we'll post probably
12.
Then we'll post probably constantly Better Call Saul, like
we
every
have 3
other day, to catch up before episode 11. Yeah, 12 before episode 12. Yeah,
I mean 13 technically, because 3.
Yeah. But then we'll have 4. Is this good or a bad thing?
No, it's a bad thing.
We'll have 4 episodes to watch in span of a week.
Yeah, exactly. But that's not good.
I don't know.
I don't think it's good.
I mean, we're gonna have so much fun.
Fun. Let's think about that. Everything's falling apart. They're about to go to jail or disappear.
Still the best show.
Fun.
I enjoyed it so fucking much.
I mean, yes.
Last episode. What the fuck was last episode? Oh, come on. You can't tell me you can have fun in last one.
Fun! What is your definition of fucking fun? I had something. Entertained.
Exactly.
Yeah, last episode was one of the best episodes of this show. Again, I don't know how it
this
plays
season,
any, but like...
This season has at least 3 episodes that are my top 10 is not good enough. My top 7, let's say. You know?
Wow. There are just so many great episodes.
Yeah.
I didn't expect anything less. Okay, my expectations for this show are higher than any show I watch.
True.
Which is bad.
True,
but like, my expectations are so fucking high for them.
Because the writers are fucking amazing.
Yeah.
Like, I have full faith in however they're gonna finish this show.
Yeah, last episode we saw Lalo die. I was not prepared for that at all, honestly. I don't know why. I was confident Lalo's gonna die, not in the first episode of this half of the season, which is ridiculous because my mind keeps going, whatever Milena says, like, this could be happening in this episode, like, no, that's too soon. I'm like, there's not that much time. But, like, everything that I'm seeing, like,
exactly.
We are not gonna know what happens to Kim in this. Mila's like, maybe we find out what happens to
Kim in this
one. Like,
no.
Peter Gould.
Peter Good.
What?
Peter. He tweeted, you have to watch this episode live. If you don't, then stay out of social media. We find this is like insane episode. We find out the biggest questions, something like that we'll be asking.
It's like
ourselves.
a lot of the questions are answered in this one.
But like that we've been asking since Breaking Bad. He said since Breaking Bad.
But what do you mean since Breaking Bad? Because like after Breaking Bad finished, we didn't know Kim existed.
Exactly.
So like, what does that mean? I never have any questions after Breaking Bad. I know what happened.
Okay, but like in my mind, I think that indicates that we're gonna find out
we're gonna find out what Jimmy does now.
What does that mean?
As Gene. Yeah, we find
no.
out what he does. When are we gonna do that?
Later. I think first Kim needs to go. Or if...
But you think she's gonna go now?
Or what other people say die. They truly do not believe in. Like, I think she first needs to go. And then after that... I mean, we have to catch up to Breaking Bad completely. But, like, I don't mean catch up meaning we have to see Jesse and Walt. I mean, we have to catch up with Jimmy being Saul as he was when we met him in Breaking Bad. He's still not living in the house. He's still, you know what I mean? Not living the whole.
Again, I don't think they're gonna show that necessarily. I feel like we are like how I imagine 100%. It going. Again, how I imagine it going is like when we know how they are separated, how they're not together, and everything. Which I feel like it's Jimmy pushing her away. And her leaving because, she has... I feel like she's going to be very affected by the thing happening with Howard. Because, again, Jimmy was looking at her in a specific way, very concerned. And so, like, to me, that seems like he tells her to go, get out of here, get away from this life, get away from what they've done. and then he stays and continues doing that, and then you're just like, it's not like we need to see him buying this house. Not like we need to see him.
I think we're 100%.
Well, look, that can only happen in like, you know how they have those sequences.
But like,
just like
why?
With time passing.
But like, why? Because he didn't buy a house when he met Walt and Jesse.
Well,
he bought it maybe 3 years ago. If we are now 3 years from meeting Walt and Jesse,
well, actually, we have no fucking clue when he bought that house. It's not like we know about anything about Saul.
Exactly, but I'm saying, like, why wouldn't we see that moment? Like, it makes perfect sense for us to catch up to where he was in Breaking Bad, like in his mind space, you know, with what kind of a lawyer he was.
Yes.
That makes perfect sense to me. I definitely do believe we're gonna see that.
I can't imagine exactly how they're gonna connect. I don't know. I really want to see that. I really want to see how they do it. Yeah. And that's like my main, not my main, but like one of my main questions.
Yeah.
That I want to answer. So like, if you're telling me that a lot of questions are gonna be answered, answer me this one. Connect it. Let me see. I mean, you can't connect it now because like Kim needs to go before we connect it.
But like I said before this episode, what if Kim goes? But when then we talked about it, because like that's the biggest question for me. Like how I mean the biggest question is, how did Jimmy get to where he is at this point? Like when he became in the beginning of Breaking Bad. But to that for that to happen, Kim needs to go. Mm-hmm. And honestly, like if I were to guess, that would happen in at least episode 10 or 11. Mm-hmm. In my opinion, so that we would have at least 2 episodes after that, you know? Mm-hmm. So I can't say that I expected in this episode. But I do expect to find out. I don't know, we'll see. Because like they did promise a lot for this episode, answering some questions, big questions.
What do you think, like, do you think Kim is going to continue being a lawyer after she goes away?
I don't know.
Because like I can kind of see her, we were talking about it again. Let's go with still our theory that Jimmy goes to turn himself in, goes to the police, ends up in jail, and then he has a visitor, and it's Kim. Maybe she's just like telling him, you know, I've opened a firm that helps with the cases that she was like doing before, the ones that can't really afford a good lawyer, like something like that. Like maybe she is doing well. I mean, like maybe she's trying to every day like make amends for the things they've done by like doing these types of things. Like I don't know.
But do you think that she will be his lawyer or not? That she will try to fight for him to get out of jail?
I don't know if there's anything to fight. Like I don't know if they can appeal it in such a way, if he gets sentenced and everything.
Because that's a big case. Like she would heard that on the news.
I mean, definitely she will know so, like, immediately if he gets arrested.
Like, if I was Kim and if the love of my life got into prison, like I would go to jail and try to do. If I'm a lawyer, if she's a lawyer, I could imagine her coming and be like, "Let's fight this."
Yeah.
And
maybe Jimmy is like
my dream ending is still your lawyer is hear him coming to the inside and there is Kim waiting for him.
Yeah.
And like you don't know if they end up together. You don't know. Maybe they don't. Maybe nothing happens. Maybe Jimmy stays in jail for 10 years. Like you have no idea. But like there is an open ending and possibility for everything.
10 years.
You think that's a lot? That's small?
Yeah.
I don't know.
I mean, again, it's small for the crimes that we know he committed. I don't know what they know. I don't know what evidence they have against him. So like maybe that's all they can get him on. You know what I mean? So like I don't know, but like technically when you think about everything that he's done, 10 years doesn't seem like a lot. I really want to see now the aftermath of them having done this. Howard's body is buried inside the lab.
Honestly, I think Kim is gonna go now in this episode.
You think he's gonna go now in this episode?
Yeah.
I feel like it's too soon.
What do you mean?
I feel like next episode. There's no way. This seems just too soon.
Okay.
I just feel like this episode might be like the deciding point for Jimmy that like Kim can't, that she should get away from this because she's not. I think she's gonna take this harder.
Yeah.
Than Jimmy because Jimmy has done this. Jimmy has went through this kind of like he has had this thing with Chuck, and I mean the way that he deals with it is by not dealing with it, which is very fucked up. But like that's the way he functions. And I don't know if Kim can necessarily now for the Howard part do this, because I feel like now when they hear that Howard is missing or whatever and they find his car and everything, like I don't know if people are gonna start talking about it. I don't know if there's gonna be like, if you assume that he committed suicide and you can't find his body, is there gonna be like a memorial service still? Because like, for all intents and purposes, he is dead. Are they gonna have to attend that? Are they gonna have to see his wife? Is his wife gonna be like, he said that you were doing something? Is his wife gonna, because like, I feel like that still might come into play, because we saw that scene with his wife when he told her about that, like,
whatever happens, like
if something weird, whatever.
If he hears something, if she hears something,
not like, to believe it or
not
something.
to believe it, then that has to come to play.
I think so back. As well. Like she might say it to some. I don't know. I'm really curious about that. I kind of honestly want her to do that. Like, even if this woman, his wife, says like, you know, he said something like this and this, everyone's gonna be like, he was just a cocaine addict, whatever. Like that's the fucking story they built. They did it perfectly, because there's no fucking saving it now. And so they're in the clear. No one's gonna believe it. There's only possibly his wife, but like, I don't even know if his wife cares. That's the sad part. I don't know if his wife cares enough, because they were very like cold. She was very cold to him. I don't know if she's gonna care enough to even like dig into it. I hope so, but I mean, I know nothing about the woman, so like, I don't know.
Yeah, but like, I mean, they were in very bad terms. They were probably gonna divorce soon. But like, if she hears that he's dead, of course she's gonna care. At least in my mind.
Yes, but I don't know if she's gonna care enough to be like, I want to get to the bottom of this.
I don't know. I agree with you. I don't know, but to me, that the scene when Howard set her head, like,
had to be for something.
Yeah, exactly.
I agree.
Like, why would?
I mean, I agree. Yeah. I don't know. I really want to see.
It was too specific, and it works perfectly with this case. You know, when he is dead.
Yeah. Again, I really want to see the aftermath.
Yeah, me too.
Of what happened here and how they deal with it. I think it's gonna be very sad. But me and my but again, I want them to be faced with it. I want them to deal with it. They didn't show it, like, they didn't kill him. I'm aware of that. They didn't pull the trigger. They didn't do anything like that. But they have brought him to that position where his whole reputation has been painted out that he's a cocaine addict, and then he went and killed himself. And that story holds. Like, no one's gonna suspect anything, because that story holds because of the lie that they have said. So, you know, basically that's kind of where we left off. I mean, Lalo died, and Gus killed him, and so Gus is pretty much the Gus we know in Breaking Bad. I think he has developed a lot, and I think killing Lalo was kind of the final step for him to be who he is in Breaking Bad. So I feel like there is not, for Gus's storyline, I don't think there is like necessarily enough, necessarily more things, drastic things that need to happen. Like, he has killed everyone he has to kill. He has built a lab. He's gonna start cooking now. Basically, that's it.
Yeah.
Let's watch this episode. Let's see what answer it gives us, because I have a lot of questions.
Oh my god! But this show putting little things like Kim taking the vacuum cleaner card, or Kim constantly being behind bars just to mess with our heads. Because now I don't know anything. Yeah, now I'm 100% sure that like that's not happening. That she's just gonna leave, because like she doesn't have a reason to call. Exactly, there is no need for that. From? So like the fact that like that was all just put there to mess with our heads, literally.
To fuck with us. I mean, good job.
Yeah, it did fuck with us.
Yeah, I don't know what's happening.
The one thing I never thought is that she's gonna die.
Me neither. Perfect day. Is them going about their day? The next day? Goodman? Fuck, is this gonna be a time thing?
What a transition.
Okay, I have to do that transition. Saul Goodman's office. It's a
perfect way to end the perfect day.
See, if I thought she was gonna die, I would make a point of saying that she's going towards the light. But she's not dying, so it doesn't matter.
I mean, we can't even be in this apartment anymore.
It looks like it never happened. She's gonna have a tougher time with this. The thing is, they can't move. That would be suspicious.
One day we'll wake up and brush our teeth and go to work. At some point, we'll suddenly realize that we haven't thought about it at all. None of it. And that's when we'll know. We'll know we can forget.
No, that's how Jimmy goes through fucking life.
What a good beginning.
Oh, he's going to Don Eladio? Who? Or Don Eladio's lawyer, whatever that guy's name is. I'll never know. That pool. You're gonna be dead in that pool. Oh fuck. Yo no mato a nadie. Don Juan.
Gustavo.
They're so dramatic. In the fucking darkness.
Gustavo, Don Héctor ha hecho una acusación muy seria.
Esas son palabras de Don Héctor. Se las citó a Leonel y a Marco, letra por letra. El atentado contra mi sobrino en su hacienda falló. Lalo le ganó a los asesinos. El día después del ataque, Lalo me llamó. Fue Fring quien mandó a los asesinos, no los peruanos. Mantuvimos en secreto que Lalo sobrevivió. Mi sobrino estaba a punto de vengarse del traidor.
No, they're not gonna believe you.
Pero desapareció. Mira a Fring a los ojos. Allí verá la verdad. El pollero lo odia. Yo exijo sangre.
And he will win.
I love that we're next to the pool. Like right there where Gus sits, that's where they shot his partner.
No tengo respuesta. Gustavo, debes hablar con todo respeto.
No hay nada que defender.
Me parece que esto merezca una respuesta.
I hate all these people.
Ustedes presenciaron estas llamadas de Lalo, pero me han dicho que ustedes vieron el cuerpo de Lalo.
Burns to crisps.
Está quemado. ¿Y acaso no los federales revisan los dientes?
Así es, don Eladio. Mi hermano dice que el registro dental sí coincide.
¿Y qué me dices de esa rata? Varga.
Take his name out of your fucking mouth.
Antes de morir.
Él dijo que los peruanos le pagaban los odios. Sabemos que recibía dinero. Encontramos las cuentas bancarias.
He saved your fucking life.
You didn't deserve that.
You did not.
You deserved exactly the opposite from him.
Ignacio, what a fucking man.
We'll never forgive him for that.
Don Héctor, sé que vienes de lejos. Esta noche duermes en mi cama. Y quién sabe, a lo mejor unas de las chicas te visitarán. Por favor.
Hector really got his punishment, honestly.
Yeah. Couldn't have been worse punishment.
Honestly.
And Ignacio did it too.
I was about to say, you know who made that fucking happen? Ignacio.
And you treat him like a dog.
God, they're all disgusting, honestly.
Yeah,
they're all fucking disgusting people.
Debemos mantener la paz. ¿Qué sugieres?
¿Qué te mato?
Quiero suponer. El South Valley seguirá siendo de los Salamanca. Y el
Think we'll see
resto del
Tuco.
norte será tuyo. Trabajando para
Gracias. Su confianza. Los todos por el aliento.
Cuando te miré en los ojos, el odio. Un poquito no está mal. Siempre y cuando no te olvides de quién manda.
Right next to the fucking pool. Right next to the fucking pool.
Rewatch the scene when he kills him.
Oh my god, that was so fucking good.
What a good scene.
Oh fuck. Like, no matter how much... Oh fuck, what? What?
He's coming back in his house.
Like, no matter how much I think Gus like doesn't deserve to win or whatever, that win against them fucking deserved. There was nothing better.
Yeah.
And I'm glad he got it.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, no matter how much I hate him, I love his character 50 times more.
You can't fucking compare.
What?
I mean, what?
He's an amazing character, one of the best ones, honestly.
Tell me about the lawyers.
I spent a full afternoon with the cops. The APD consensus is he walked into the ocean and killed himself. Without a body, they can't close the file. But for all practical purposes, it's over.
When can construction resume?
We need to find a new engineer and a crew to do the work. Start today.
Mr. Frank, welcome back.
Well, thank you, Brad.
What are we gonna see? Are we gonna see someone we know?
Mr. Frank, it's so good to see you. It's been a while. Yes. What are you drinking? The dress level. How was it? Liv said we would never have this open. But a couple hours ago, I smelled cigar smoke. He clearly wants to impress his date, so he orders this. Takes one sip and sends it back. For a rum and coke. Diet Coke. What can I say? But remarkable. I thought you'd like it.
I think they're very much flirting.
Birthplace of Syrah, Coke roti. Talking too much? No, not at all. The vineyards are so steep. You can't get tractors up there, so they use horses. Still, to this day, do you get that meaty? It's almost bloody flavor. The soil is all iron oxide and manganese. I have a confession to make. About a year ago, you mentioned a rare vintage from the same vineyard. 1978. Yes, exactly. I went home that night, and that brought about a 1978 Coke roti. I'm saving it for a special occasion.
It's a special occasion now.
I'd love to hear about it when you have that occasion.
I think he's about to invite you to his place.
There's something I have to show you. Do you remember a bottle like you go up and I can't open it? Of course, the bottle itself. You'll appreciate this. I'll be right back.
That's so strange to see Gus like this.
He did win a big time.
He did. We're gonna leave.
Brett. Would you let David know that I've been called away?
Of course, Mr. Frank.
I was about to say, I can't imagine him having any personal life.
Well, see, he stops himself.
Yeah.
Like, he came, he clearly likes the guy.
Yeah.
He clearly, like, stops thinking about the fucking blood, and then the guy goes for a second, and he remembers who he is and what type of life he leads. And so he goes away. That's kind of actually really sad.
I mean, good for the guy.
I mean...
Get the fuck away from Gus, honestly.
Better. I mean, I think that's why Gus also left. Is that?
Yeah.
Please don't. Okay.
Oh my god, I forgot about it. Like, I forgot that can happen anytime.
I mean, what can he really tell him? can't let him know about anything, really. So, like,
Yeah.
what is there to say?
Your son was a good man.
He was the fucking best. Please don't.
Terrified.
Please don't.
What? This is the last thing I expected to happen this episode, honestly.
I don't want to cry. Nothing happened. I'm gonna start bawling.
Yes? Mr. Varga, you don't know me, but I'd like to talk about your son. What is it? Maybe we could talk face to face. I'm outside. Who are you? It's not important. I saw you here before. Christ at Fifth Avenue. What about my son? I'm sorry. He won't be found. It was over fast. No pain. You were there. I was there. Your son made some mistakes. He fell in with bad people. But he was never like them. Oh, really? He had a good heart. One more thing. You won't have to worry about the Salamancas. The day is coming. There'll be justice. Justice? I'm sorry, my Spanish.
Justicia.
Justice. What are you talking about? There's no justice. What you talk of is revenge. And there it is. My boy is gone. Ustedes son cartel y su justicia. Todos son iguales.
Oh, God.
I was doing a commercial so we can stop for a second before having to continue. Oh, trash can.
Through 20 minutes of anything.
I couldn't get through.
Oh, fuck.
Nobody could relate to a client quite like you could. And it wasn't an act of genuine care. I never saw it coming. Addiction is a disease. He was a good lawyer and a hell of a guy. This is probably the last time any of us will be in this building. Why is that? HHM is downsizing. Seriously? Yeah, they're going to take half a floor downtown. They're changing their name. Changing their name to what? Bruckner Partners? Something like that. End of an era. Yeah, maybe we should go up there and pay our respects.
Fuck.
Yeah. Kim, Jimmy?
Kim, hi.
Hi, Cheryl. I'm Jimmy McGill. You may not remember me. I'm Chuck McGill's brother.
I'm so sorry. I can't even imagine what you must be going through. If Jimmy and I can do anything for you or your family, please just say the word.
There is something I should. You two were the last ones to see him. Howard told me that you were harassing him, playing elaborate pranks of some sort.
I know he thought that. He told me as well. I think he honestly believed it.
But you're denying it.
I believe you're under the best terms. The past few years, I could have been more considerate to Howard. There's a certain amount of jealousy on my part because Howard had the respect my brother, which I never did.
Tell me what you told the police.
Howard started pounding on her door. He was very upset. He was going on about something he thought was my fault. We tried to calm him down, but he just wouldn't. Finally, he left. That's it.
I'm not oblivious. I know people are saying he was on drugs. Is that what you're trying to tell me?
He just didn't seem like himself.
Are you hearing all of this? Because none of it makes sense to me. Howard was not on drugs. That simply is not true. There's something more to this.
I don't know if it's my place, but I
Please, just spit it out.
Kim.
It was about 1.5 years ago. I was still an associate here, and Howard was there at his desk, head down, and he was snorting something. I didn't know what to do, so I just walked out, and the next morning when we saw each other, neither of us said anything about it.
In all the years that you worked with him, have you witnessed anything like this? Even a hint?
Joe, this really isn't the time or the place.
This poor woman.
You were his wife. You saw him every day. You knew him better than anyone. Maybe I misunderstood what I saw.
Jesus, Kim.
You would have known.
Please excuse me.
Huh. We'll come full circle.
I know that was tough. But it's over. Really over. Let the healing begin.
There's no way.
Here to discuss a motion to exclude evidence in the state of New Mexico versus Yarborough.
Your Honor, if I may, I submitted an additional motion. I'm assuming you have not seen it yet. I apologize. It was a last-minute addition.
Last minute is right. Do I understand this correctly? You're requesting to withdraw from this case?
Yes, Your Honor. My client is fully informed, and I've already been in touch with another attorney, Paige Novick. She's highly qualified and familiar with the case. She's prepared to step in if you'll allow it.
Ms. Wexler, Mr. Ornstein approached the bench. We are here today at your insistence to consider your motion to exclude evidence, and this is the moment you choose to withdraw.
It was unavoidable.
May I ask why?
Personal reasons, Your Honor.
Personal reasons. Would you care to supply any detail at all?
Your Honor, I prefer not to.
Mr. Ornstein, is the state prepared to discuss Ms. Wexler's motion?
Yeah, Your Honor.
We all showed up for your party and now you're taking away the party.
I'm sorry for wasting the court's time, Your Honor, but it's impossible for me to continue with this hearing.
And why is that, Ms. Wexler?
Because I'm no longer an attorney.
Sorry, Blake.
I gave notice to the bar 2 hours ago.
You did what? Why? All right, I know why. But you can't just...
Jimmy,
Just let me say my piece, okay? Just after everything that happened, I mean, Jesus. I get it. You want to climb out of your own skin. That's natural. But Kim, you don't just throw everything away. This is your life. You're a lawyer. What about your clients, huh? What about the kid in foster care? Huh? You give them everything you've got. Who are they going to find who's half as good as you? No one. Okay, what's done can be undone. All I'm saying is just let's take a week or two to think it over. Find a new place. We're going to leave here. We're never, ever going to come back here again. Okay, we're gonna put it behind us. Things will look brighter. I guarantee it. But first, we have to fix this. We're in this together. Okay? So I'm gonna go get your printer, and then we're gonna get the hell out of here. Jimmy.
Jimmy.
You asked if you were bad for me. That's not it. We are bad for each other. I have had the time of my life with you. But we are bad for everyone around us. Other people suffer because of us. Apart, we're okay, but together, poison. Tell me what I need to do to change, okay? Just tell me what it is and I'll do it. Jimmy. No, Kim. You make me happy. We make each other happy. I love you. I love you too. No, Kim, you're wrong. This is about power. Okay, what happened to him wasn't on us. It wasn't your fault. It wasn't my fault. Fucking Lalo Salamanca. That psychopath came back from the dead and he walked through that door. He did this, not us. Him. I knew he was alive. That Mike Ehrmantraut had guys watching, both of us watching for Lalo. I thought it was a 1 in a million chance that he'd come for us. I thought he would be caught if he did. And I told myself I was protecting you. But that's not the truth. The real reason I didn't tell you was because I knew what you'd do. You'd blame yourself. You'd fear for me. You'd want us to run and hide until you were sure I was safe. You would pull the plug on the scam and then we'd break up. And I didn't want that. Because I was having too much fun. Personally. Got it. What else you got?
Is he gonna get kidnapped at the end?
Oh, that's what Xanax scared you. Tell him yes and today.
Joj Bože. Čo sa završi, brate, ne mogu. Is he gonna get kidnapped at the end?
Auto insurance won't pay for your fender bender? Albuquerque? Better call Saul. Call 505-503-4... Did you hear that? It's in mono. I'm not paying for that muffled crap.
What was he wearing when he was kidnapped? Do you have any idea? No, I don't remember it. Green t-shirt, maybe. But maybe I'm pulling this out, like... He has a green t-shirt right now.
I will see him in court.
So maybe I didn't pull this out of my ass.
I'll go to the mat with those pencil pushers.
This has to fucking finish. I can't take much more.
The bank canceled the check. Call the station manager, tell him to crank it up. I'll see him in court.
Got it.
God.
What?
All right. Let justice be done. Let the heavens fall.
Oh, it's
And ready, set, action!
What do you mean? What is...
Go! One, Armani suits and run! Two, intern shoes for you! Three, linen shirts for free! Four, taxpayer sweaters out the door! Let's go!
honestly, we have to calm down a lot, and then try to think about this episode. We took a longer break. I don't know how much time has passed.
Not enough.
I don't know what to tell you about this episode. Honestly, I don't even know how we're gonna go through this review and what we're gonna say, considering that, like, we didn't talk this half an hour. We tried to distract ourselves from thinking about it.
If we started fucking talking about it, one of us would start fucking crying. So yeah, this is gonna be. You all are used to this, but like this review is not what this episode deserves. But like I feel like I would need months to process this.
I mean, we're gonna have 3
a few weeks to talk about this. I cannot.
Yeah, it's basically...
I mean, it feels appropriate to finish it on this episode because it is a kind of a closure, and we're not gonna be able to watch for 3 weeks.
Yeah.
Yeah. So like it makes sense.
I mean, this episode would be could serve as last episode if we didn't have Breaking Bad. I mean, couldn't. We don't really know what happened to Jimmy, but like, nor this should be his ending, you know what I mean? But like, a lot of storylines in some way have been finished.
Yeah.
For example, Gus's storyline, or Mike's storyline in my mind, or Ignacio's storyline, or Kim's storyline, or Kim and Jimmy's storyline.
We're starting. I don't. This show. Again, I feel like I have to emphasize it every fucking time. Like, this is the pinnacle of television for me. Like, nothing will ever compare. Like, really, you know, with Breaking Bad, you thought nothing could fucking come close to it. It is brilliant. It is fucking incredible. And then here comes Better Call Saul. And you can argue that it's better.
I mean, it doesn't have to be better for everybody, in my opinion. To me, just the difference, I mean, you can see how much we care about both Jimmy and Kim and them as a relation, like, that relationship that they have, no matter how fucked up it is, really. And that's the, in my opinion, biggest difference from this show and Breaking Bad. Yes, Breaking Bad was perfect, in my opinion. Like, every storyline was perfect, and it was perfectly told. Like, everything was written without a mistake, in my opinion. Like, and yet here comes Better Call Saul, who is also written without a mistake, in my opinion, but I have 2 characters that I would give my life for, you know?
Yeah.
So like immediately it's better for me. Like, I care about it more.
I don't know. Vince and Peter need to, like, those guys wake up every day knowing that they have written 2 best shows that have ever been put on television.
That is the truth, in my opinion.
There simply cannot be.
Nothing's gonna compare to those 2 shows for me.
I think this episode, because, like, it sort of served as, like, for me, it served as a series finale on Better Call Saul.
I can't.
Like, this is kind of the end of Better Call Saul. And okay, it was one of the best episodes of anything, just because of the way that it was done, the way that it closed all storylines, the way they finished stories and connected to the show that we know. This is hell, okay? What? This I lost for words about. I can't talk about this episode. I don't know what to say about it. I'm so shocked. I don't know what they just did with this. This is one of the best things I've seen.
Honestly, I can't remember when was the last time I cried. I literally saw my head was literally hurting and pounding so much. I was shaking. I remember when an episode affected me this much, honestly. Let's start with Gus and Gus's storyline.
I mean, we did start the episode with that.
Honestly, when it started, like, we did start with the first clip with them destroying the evidence and leaving the apartment as it was before Howard dying there, and like nothing ever happened, and we had Jimmy and Kim going to work, pretend like nothing happened, like there was their regular day, you know?
Yeah.
And then they came back to the apartment, like looked like nothing happened.
Yeah. Like everything looks back in place.
Yeah.
But they know what happened, they know what he did, and they can't.
And you see
that.
Jimmy then saying,
like we expected.
Yeah, Jimmy reacted exactly like I thought Jimmy would react. He said, one day we're gonna wake up and we're gonna go to work and we're gonna come back home and we're gonna realize that like we haven't thought about it for a while, and like that's when we're gonna be able to forget it.
We're gonna know that we're isn't that what Mike said? I sort of got Mike said
No,
as well.
that's what Mike
said, right? But who? To who?
To his woman of his son.
Yeah.
Wife of his son.
Yeah.
Did she say that, or did
Mike said
Mike said that to her because like she said that she didn't think about him the whole day.
Yes, but I don't think that he said it to her. I think he saying it to the woman.
Oh, maybe he even told it to Jimmy. To who?
Did he say it to Jimmy? Honestly, it would make more sense if he was said to Jimmy, because Jimmy repeated those words.
It would make more sense because like maybe maybe he said it to Jimmy after
maybe he did tell it after the desert.
After the desert.
Maybe that's when he said it. That would make sense.
Yeah.
And then Jimmy.
I mean, first it reminded me of that scene with his daughter-in-law when she talked about how she felt guilt because she didn't remember him for a whole day. It reminded me of that scene, but like I wasn't sure what else.
Yeah.
So. The big like
honestly, it would make sense.
100% he said it to Jimmy after the
at some point,
because that was the most traumatic thing that Jimmy has gone through before this. Yeah, that's how we started off the episode, and they were like going with their normal lives and then, trying to. Yeah. And then we went to Gus, and honestly, the Gus sequence lasted for like, at least in my mind, long. Mm-hmm. Basically 15-20 minutes. Mm-hmm. And I was like, oh my god, are all the answers gonna be like that we had gonna be how Gus came to the place where he was at that point? And honestly, I was like, and we here thought that maybe Kim would leave. I honestly thought like that, like we're not gonna get what we got at the end of the episode.
Yeah, because like when the Gus sequence like started in that last scene, I was like wondering, what exactly are we seeing here? Like, what am I supposed to be taking away from this scene? And like now in retrospect, I mean, after we finished the scene, it was kind of clear. But like now in retrospect, when I know that this episode finished all storylines. Mm-hmm. Like his scene is very impactful. Like his last scene, it's so fucking good.
We know
first he went to Don Eladio. Yeah. Like even that, we even got that. He went there and there was Hector next to the fucking pool. And he was looking at the pool again. That was so fucking good. And Hector was there. And Hector typed out a message with the help of the twins to tell to Don Eladio that, Lalo was alive and he was going to kill Gus. He had evidence on Gus, but then he disappeared. And like, of course, because Lalo did such a fucking good job of hiding. There's no evidence that Lalo ever survived this. Like there was a fucking body. And so no one believes Hector. Everyone thinks, oh, he's just like, he's lost his mind, basically. And Hector is in his own body, not able to speak, not able to do anything. The only thing he can do is like the dinging part or whatever. And so like, I'm thinking for Hector, how awful that must feel. And I mean, good. I hate him. So like, I was like, this feels very appropriate. This feels cathartic for me for Hector's character, because he's awful. He's an awful fucking human, along with everyone that was in that vicinity. All of them, awful humans. But it felt so good to be like from Gus's perspective, like to see Hector being like so unable to do anything at that point to Gus, and Gus knowing, and both of them knowing that he's right and that Lalo did come, and that Hector at that point knows that he has killed everyone, that Gus has basically killed every single last of the Salamancas like he said he would. And so like that part was brilliant. And of course Don Eladio then didn't believe Hector and then just like moved on, and there was that scene that I really liked because Hector said that like you can see, look in his eyes and you can see hate.
Yeah.
And then he said to him that like he does see hate and like that's fine, like but not too much, not too much hate.
No, just don't forget who's the boss. Like I don't care what you feel, how you feel about me, just don't ever forget who is the boss.
Yes.
And he's gonna kill you right.
Yes, you will know who the fucking boss is here, Hector. It's
so funny thing that Gus is, in my opinion, is the best human there.
He's
a horrible human, honestly. Like,
I was gonna say that.
He is one of the worst ones, and yet he is the best one there.
That only speaks on how awful the rest of them are. That like I'm looking there, I'm like Gus is the best one here.
Best one,
and like I'm rooting for you to take them all down, and you did.
I'm so happy that he had that. I'm so happy that he had that win. But again, he did deserve that loss that he got with Hector as well.
Gus's storyline, I will never.
No, I will not. We talked about him as a character millions of times, and he really is one of the best characters that has ever been created, in my opinion. I mean, this show has one of the best characters that I've ever watched, if not the best ones, honestly. I'm always talking about both Breaking Bad and
this universe.
Better Call Saul.
And why I thought that scene was also very impactful, like when he said to him, a little hate in your eyes is okay. And then Gus went to continue the work of building the lab. He was like, we need to get another crew of people and everything. And like Mike is kind of looking at him like we just fucking buried 2 people in the lab and whatever, and Gus is like, keep it moving. It's all business. And then Mike looks at him, and then Gus looks back at him, and Mike goes away. But like that was that small point, at least what I got from it was that like hate. And that's why I think they have such a fascinating relationship, because I think at the same time there's that hate towards him, but there's also that respect towards Gus that Mike has, that just happened simultaneously. And so like that moment was very impactful between the 2 of them. And again, to finish off their relationship, I mean, I'm sure we're gonna see them, but like we have already went through this kind of this is where we finish with Better Call Saul.
How they got where they are in Breaking Bad, and we watched Breaking Bad, we know how their storylines end. And then we also had a scene with Gus where he goes back to his house and like opens the windows, and not windows, like the blinds, and he is free in some way, and then he goes to the restaurant and he likes the waiter, and you can see that he is relaxing a bit there, because once again he doesn't have that threat behind his back like he had few, and in every episode before this one, like that Lala is about to kill him any second, he flirted with a waiter, and he basically wanted to invite him back at his place.
They were like talking about wines, and like Gus is very he really likes wines, and he was really just at that point, what we've seen from Gus, he was like the most normal we've ever seen him. He's just really like speaking. I was like, wow, I've never seen Gus like
honestly,
this.
Honestly, I was like, this is not happening. There is no way. Like it's for me, because like we saw him in Breaking Bad as well. In my opinion, I was like, he doesn't have a personal life.
I mean, he doesn't.
To me, it's impossible to be that kind of a man during like every day, and yet to have a personal life and have a boyfriend or whatever, that was impossible. I was like, this is not happening. What do you mean he's gonna be with this guy? Like and then you can see the change when the guy goes and he realizes that like he can bring him home.
I mean that's when like the scene became apparent, like when that guy left to get something. I was like, oh. And the change in Gus's face was kind of immediate, and he's looking at the wine that the guy just like previously said something along the lines of like, you can taste blood. You can taste kind of that. And then the guy leaves, and Gus kind of remembers who he is and what he does, and that he can't have this life, and that life will never be his. And so like at that point you maybe like I never necessarily thought about that aspect of his life that he never gets,
I mean, he can't, like, even with the life he leads, he can't even trust anyone, because he's a very careful person. Like, So like even if he, let's say, wanted to, he can't bring anybody in this life that he is leading, but like he can't even trust anybody to be in that life, you know, even if he wanted to.
No, he built his whole life, he built his whole empire around revenge.
Yeah.
And that's who he is, and that's how he's stuck, and there is nothing to be done about it. So like that moment was so impactful for me when I realized like what we're doing, what they want to show, because it's such a simple scene. He literally just when he was talking to the guy and the guy was speaking, it has nothing to do with any type of plot, you know. He's just like speaking about his life, about like the wine and whatever, and then you just like realize that Gus can never have any of that, and then Gus also realizing that he leaves, and that's like the tragedy of his life. I mean, that's the choice that he made, that's the life that he created. I mean, also that was kind of thrusted upon him, but it is what it is. But it was I couldn't have imagined a better scene to kind of end this portion of Gus's storyline from Better Call Saul.
I agree.
I thought it was fucking stunning.
Yeah. After that, we had a scene. Honestly, I forgot about that. Kinda like when Ignacio died, we always knew that this was coming. That Mike is gonna go to his father, and basically, everything that he told him, I thought he was gonna tell that to him. Like I thought he was gonna just say he has a good heart and he was a good man.
Yeah.
Like you should be proud of like what kind of man he was, even though he did some bad stuff and some bad choices.
Yeah, I like we talked about that after Ignacio died, that Mike is very much is very possibly like it would make sense for Mike's character, especially. I mean, he lost his son and didn't have any answers, so like he would never want someone else to go through that. And I think that also, like, I think he was reminded of that when he now hit another body, and none of his family is gonna know what happened to him. Yeah. And so that's why he saw the ID, and then he decided to go and speak to his father, which is very what an episode. But that is like very, for me, impactful that he chose to go and do this, because Mike is a very careful person as well. Like he constantly says to everyone, can't speak about this, can't say anything. Like you, and I was like wondering what the fuck can you even tell to his father? Like you are always very careful. But like at that point, it was more important to him that he told him that like his son, he was a part of this, but he was never like those guys. Like he was a good fucking human. Yeah. And like his father, Ignacio's father, who has appeared in like 7 scenes in this fucking show, but has always been the most impactful and like morally right person, like the fucking North Star of this show, because everything he says is so fucking true. He's like, justice is not gonna happen. Mike wanted to tell him, like, justice, like the Salamancas are done. Your son is gonna get justice, and like there's no justice here. There's only revenge. And at the end, he told him in Spanish, like, oh, you gangsters and your justice, you're all just the same.
And that's in my opinion very impactful to tell to Mike, because like Mike is always saying, and I do agree with him, I completely agree with him, that's how I choose what characters I love. He's always saying, like, yes, you can be criminal, but like there is a difference. You can be a bad criminal or you can be a good criminal. I mean, you can be a bad guy or you can be a good guy, you know what I mean? Like for example, Ignacio was a good guy. He had a good heart, good intention. He always wanted to do a right thing. He never wanted to hurt people, even though his actions sometimes did hurt people, you know?
Yeah.
Same as Jesse. For me, same as Mike. Even though he is a killer. When we meet him in Breaking Bad, he is a murderer, you know? Mm-hmm. But I still think he has a good heart and good intention. Like, he's a very honorable person, you know? And yet here comes Ignacio's father, who is away from that criminal world, and saying, like, no matter what you tell yourself, basically, like, you all criminals are just the same, because you still kill people, you still hurt people, you still bring bad things to other humans, you know, which is very, very much true.
I mean, you know, at the end of the day, no matter if they're like a good criminal or bad criminal, that makes a difference to us when we're watching a show.
Exactly.
As in to who to feel for.
Yeah.
But in the grand scheme of things, they're all just the same.
Doesn't
like
change
doesn't really matter if you have good intentions when you, I don't know, kill a person.
or
like who does that
exactly.
who does that matter to?
Exactly. Or
it doesn't really matter.
Like some civilians ended up dead because of that. Like
like
do they care if families, do you think they care that like you're good in your heart?
Yeah.
That you're not honorable man? What? They couldn't care less. Their loved ones died.
Yeah.
Because of you.
Yeah. So, like, I thought it was so fucking appropriate that he told that to Mike. Because, I mean, again, everything that Mike said about Ignacio, I agree for Ignacio. And I also think that for Mike, you know?
Me too,
I mean, Mike, honestly, was not... I think Ignacio was a better person than Mike was. Like, Mike, by the end, you know, he fucking dissolved a 12-year-old's body. What the fuck are we talking about here? Like... He has done awful fucking things.
And that's in Breaking Bad.
Yeah. Like, again, by the end of his fucking life, he has done awful things. But at the end of the day, it doesn't make really much of a difference in the grand scheme of things about what their intentions were.
Yeah.
They have done these things, and that's it.
I love that.
And I couldn't have imagined a better scene for Mike's character to, like, be in front of this man.
Yeah.
And for that man to tell him that.
Yeah.
What a way to finish Mike's storyline.
I can't talk about the next thing, honestly.
Legitimately give me another thing to talk about. Anything else? Oh, fine. Then we had the whole Jimmy and Kim sequence of events.
Which was perfectly done.
Don't know where to go with it. Honestly, nothing. It is all very much in character for both of them. Everything that has happened, we expected Jimmy, because of the way that he functions, everything that he told Kim was what we expected him to say. But all those things are not true, because that's not a way to deal with things. He's like, you know, at some point we'll stop thinking about it. If we just get through this, it's over, it's done. You know, we'll make it through it. And that's how he goes through life. That's what he did with Chuck. He just like I always thought that he was gonna at some point gonna break, but he never really broke. Yeah. He just became. I mean, he did in a way that he became Saul. Yeah. Like he completely broke when you think about it.
In just different way. He never fell down and cried.
No, he never acknowledged it, because like I think it's good when you break, because like when you break, at least you have acknowledged what happened.
Yeah.
He never has. Because he keeps like thinking, look, if we get past it, you will forget about it, and that's it. And that's not how you fucking go through life. That's not how you could go through life. That's why you fucking become Saul.
Yeah.
You know? And so like he was saying all that, and Kim never really responded. Kim was always looking at the distance, and so like I knew that Kim can't react the way that Jimmy does to these things.
First they went to Howard's memorial service
because they found the car and everything, and like.
I mean, everything went like the plan, and I mean, Mike also said to Gus,
like they can't close the case, but like you know,
everything is done. Clear. Like lawyers talk to the police, like they're cleared as well. I mean, nobody suspects him, of course. Everything is great, basically, you know.
Yeah.
And then they went to the memorial, and I mean, exactly what we thought is gonna happen. Like everybody believes in that story. Everybody's talking about that. Shockingly, the firm has fallen apart, which makes sense. I mean, there is not a living person that with that name in that firm. You know.
Honestly, that made me really sad. Like when they said like they're changing the name, closing down, and I'm like, fucking Ham and McGill both are dead, and both by the influence of Jimmy. Like at the end, he brought them both down in a way, you know, and that firm is now closed. Like, what a fucking impact! Like, what a fucking impact the few choices can make.
That's how I go in life. You don't want me, you're dead. You don't want me, that firm. Well, the firm is not gonna exist without me.
Just like some choices, the way they fucking ricochet, the way everything fucking happened, like. If one choice was made a different way, Howard and Charles might have been fucking alive. You know, if something else was done differently. Like, this is ridiculous. And now this firm is closing down. They're moving staff, everything. Like, that's, again, an end to this story. Yeah. Like, there's no HHM anymore. They came to that memorial. And I was, like, waiting. I was just waiting for the moment that we go to the wife.
Honestly, I was so nervous.
Me too.
I was terrified.
I didn't know.
I wasn't even emotional of how terrified I was.
Yeah.
Like, what's gonna happen then. what she's gonna say to them. I mean, exactly what I thought she was.
Yeah. And, you know, they told their story. They said what they had to say. I mean, Jimmy was saying these things and, like, she was still not buying it. And then, like, Kim could see that she was not buying it. And so, like, Kim dealt the final blow to that. And that was, like, I like, when she started speaking. Like, I knew in what direction we were gonna go. I just didn't know how fucking heartless we were gonna be with this. But, like, because Howard has spoken to them, and he has said that he has not, like, slept in his bed for, like, over a year or something. And so Kim knows that, and Kim is very smart, and like, so she very coldly said that, like, a year and a half ago or whatever, she saw him snorting cocaine. And so, like, I guess that would correlate with the time when they stopped being husband and wife. And, like, to say that to her, who was, like, at that point so suspicious, but when she said that the point where that woman realized that because they were separated, maybe she didn't notice. Maybe, like, he took it hard. And, like, she didn't notice. What a thing to do to a person. Like, what a fucking thing to do to a person. Now she has to live with some type of a guilt because, like, she could have noticed maybe that he was on cocaine, and, like, if she noticed, maybe he would have killed himself. None of which happened. None of this fucking thing happened. And so, like, she's saying to that, and I'm, like, thinking, God, you're just not good people. Like, this is fucking awful. But I'm very happy that was kind of her last thing that she did, an appropriate thing for her to do, before she ended it and finished it. And kind of faced who they were and what they had done. And then we went to the parking lot.
And then we went to the parking lot, and the second he was talking, oh my God, it was hard, but, like, we went through it, like, we don't have to go through it again, like, this was the last thing, and stuff like that, and Kim just looked at him and kissed him, and that was it. And honestly, at that point, I knew where this is all going, and, like, that she's gonna leave him. I wasn't just sure in which way. Honestly, the first thing that, like, in my mind, I thought that she could possibly just leave without anything, that we're not gonna get any last conversation or anything. And just the thought of that fucking broke me. I honestly want, like, if that happened, in my mind, I was gonna say that I would never forgive her that. Because we know Jimmy, we know where he ended up. I mean, I'm not saying that it would be Kim's fault. Far from that, but, like, after that we know where he ended up, and I thought that they're not even gonna have that conversation. That would be horrible.
Yeah, when they went to the parking lot, I thought it was all of the fucking shots were incredibly poetic, because, like, we know there's scenes from that parking lot from, like, episode 1, 2 of this show. And now they're in the parking lot, and then they're walking, and so she turns around and she faces him, and, like, both of their cars are facing each other, going in different directions. You couldn't have fucking written this any more poetic. And then she kisses him, and I'm, like, thinking, she enters the car, and I also thought she could just, like, drive off now. Like this could be, you know, because of the thing that she did, that did seem like the last fucking straw. Like, how much can you fucking hurt anyone else? And I thought, like, she just might drive away, and I was like, is this it? Could this possibly be it? Yeah. And I'm so happy that it wasn't, because she didn't necessarily run away. She just took accountability for what she did. She gave up her
career.
Yeah.
We had a scene next when she informed us that she quit law.
Yeah.
And after that, we had a scene, immediately went to the apartment and the scene with her, Jimmy, which was honestly heartbreaking. I mean, of course, like, everything there was done perfectly as well. Like, everything that Kim said, it was the truth, but it was heartbreaking.
I mean, again, this is the thing that we have always known. We talked about this every fucking episode we can. When we talk about their relationship, and we talk about how toxic they are for each other, and how toxic they are to other people then, you know, because they feed off of each other. But it was finally, let's say, said out loud by the two of them. I mean, by Kim, who at that point has kind of accepted what they have done. And I think like she really wasn't there, because like when you think about it in season, in like, I don't know, episode 3, 4, something like that of this season, you know, he said something along the lines of like that they're doing a wicked thing or something like that, and she said, do you really think we're wicked? Like she didn't necessarily think that way, you know, she didn't fucking pick it up that they are wicked, that they are toxic, that they're just like not fucking good for what they're doing. And like it took this to happen for her to kind of look inward as to what they were doing and face it. And so like, I mean, it was very clear that she again gave up her career. She packed her things. Like that was the only thing that she could do, because like they both that scene, God, when like he told her that he loves her and she told him that he loves him too, and I swear to God, we never heard that in this show. Like they didn't say I love you to each other. This is the first time we fucking hear this. And she tells him that she loves him, but so what? I think like those 3 words, I don't know.
Yeah, it was heartbreaking, and Jimmy's reaction to everything was also, to me, heartbreaking.
I mean, Jimmy was so fucking helpless in those moments. Like he was saying anything that he could,
just so that she wouldn't walk away from that door. And
that they could leave, they can do anything, they can start over, they can just
they can buy a house anywhere, start from the beginning. Yeah. And yet to start what? The same life that you led. And then she told him basically that they hurt people around them, that like separately they're fine, they can work well, but like when they are together, that they hurt people around and they become horrible human beings, and like that they should stop that. And then he was like, this is all because of Howard. Like, you don't think that this is all because of Howard. This is because, like, Lala killed him. And she was like, I knew that Lala was alive.
Yeah.
I didn't tell you that. And the reason I didn't tell you that is because I knew you were gonna feel guilt and then freak out and do anything you can to save me, because, like, that's all you would care about, my safety. And we would move.
Stop this. Yeah. We would stop what we were doing with Howard.
Exactly.
And then we would break up.
And I didn't want that to happen because I had too much fun with it. And then she started crying as well, because like now she realizes what they have done and who they are and how much they hurt people, and that Howard is dead at the end of the day. And that's fucking horrible.
Like that scene to me, when she admits why she was doing what she was doing, because like, you know, they have spoken so much about, you know, we're doing this because they're holding money from the elderly or whatever. Like, I mean, any fucking excuse in the book just to not say doing this because we like to do it, you know. And so like when she said that, it was very reminiscent to me from the Breaking Bad scene, which is I'm to this day is the best scene of any show ever, because it was so fucking cathartic. But when Walter said that he did it for himself, he did it because he liked it and because he was good at it. It was those type of emotions that I felt when Kim said that she was just having too much fun with it. And that's why she needed to stop this and get away from each other, because them together as a unit are the problem, because they feed off of each other. And honestly, that's all I can ask from Kim's character, just to fucking acknowledge what they have done and how bad it is, and then to do the hardest thing for them to do as a punishment is to separate, even though they love each other so much, but they're just not good for anyone around them, nor for each other.
That's very sad.
It is a tragedy. And like how poetic, like he's looking at her, walking away, packing, and then we cut. And I always knew that that's how we were gonna connect to the Breaking Bad storyline. Like Kim goes, and then like you don't really need to see the in between. Like you understand,
no,
Kim
honestly,
leaves.
That's
you
how
don't have
I
to
thought as well. That we're gonna.
You don't have to see the in between of it. Like you understand then how he becomes Saul, and it takes you right fucking there. And that is the most. That is the best way they could have possibly done it, because it feels so distant. it feels like this is a new person that we're watching. He wakes up in the morning, puts the thing in his ear, whatever it's called. Like, there is not a single second of silence in his life. It's not hard to imagine why there wouldn't be. He's talking about his commercials. He's talking about his life. He's talking about what we know. This is the version that we met, and that we really didn't see for that long, and that's who we know. And so that transition was fucking jarring when you think about it. And they couldn't have done it in a better fucking way. And everything that it's so ridiculous. We have seen this office. We have seen those signs. We have seen these commercials. We have seen everything already in Breaking Bad. And we had none of the context that we have now. And so all of those things hit 1,000,000 times harder than they ever did. We were just watching a guy in his office. And now that fucking office, the price to pay for that was so fucking high.
It's honestly horrible.
And now we're here. And and Jimmy's sitting in his office and he says, "Let justice be done, though heaven fall," or something, which is what Chuck said. So let's bring that back as well. And I can't believe what they did with this episode.
Yeah.
Truly,
no idea.
what do you write now? Because
I honestly
in my mind you have finished you have finished everything.
I mean, they're not.
No.
They're not, because we still have to find out where he ends up. And where Kim ends up. We saw their separation, but we don't know what she's doing somewhere else. Does she have a family? What type of life she's leading? What's happening there? We still don't know anything about that, and we don't know if he's gonna turn to police after, because we know that he ran away from this life. And that he became Gene, so we still have to see that. And honestly, I'm so happy that we have 4 more episodes for something like that. I was always scared that we're gonna have half of this episode, just the last one or something like that, But this show never disappoints me.
Yeah, now I kind of feel like Jimmy's going to jail. In my mind, I see no other end of his story. He's going to jail. That's the end of it. And I just think there's gonna be a visitor. She's no longer a lawyer, She's not gonna defend him.
Yeah, definitely.
We're just gonna have the last scene with the two of them.
Yeah, definitely.
She's gonna come to visit, and we're gonna have a conversation.
And that way, we're gonna find out what type of life she's leading. In that conversation, probably what type of life she's leading. I'm really hoping for a good one. That scene's gonna break me.
Yeah.
I'm really hoping that she found the happiness. After all of this.
This was fucking cruel.
And yeah, that she's definitely going to jail because, after everything, she at least ran away and stopped,
I mean, she at least faced what they have done, Jimmy's never faced things.
He continued.
Which is why I think the best thing for him to do is to face it now at the end and give himself up and just say the truth.
Yeah.
And finish it. Let's just fucking finish it.
Yeah. He never faced it. He
always ran away from
accepted it. He just went deeper and deeper into this.
Yeah.
He continued being a friend of the cartel. He then laundered money for Walt. He witnessed so much horrible things that have happened.
And murder.
And he was accomplice in all of that. So yeah, in my mind, that's also the ending I see for him. But I'm never gonna be ready to see that scene, honestly. This episode, I don't know if anything can break me more than this, whatever this was.
No, let's not speak too soon.
But that scene, nope, don't wanna see it ever, honestly. We're gonna have 3 weeks to calm ourselves down to think about this much more. We said, what?
And then we'll see you in 3 weeks.
Yeah, like we said, we're not gonna watch these two. There were probably Walt and Jesse, but not probably 100%. Honestly, I thought they're gonna kidnapped him at the end of this episode.
Yeah.
We're gonna just go
I'm
into
really
that.
glad they didn't. I'm
Yeah.
really glad that they finished it with just him because,
Yeah.
again, it serves to end the storyline. When he was sitting in his office, I was like, I hope it just ends here. I hope we don't see Jesse and Walter. I don't think it was their time to come there.
No, definitely. But like when you were saying what shirt he was gonna keep it, and I said green one. But like, I think the green shirt is just the thing that I remember Jimmy in most. Yeah, he had some neon green shirt or something like that, and here he comes in some color like that. Yeah, that's it, guys. This was a perfect episode.
No, a masterclass in writing. I don't know how they do this. Honestly, I'm so fucking exhausted.
Yeah.
We have to film other shows now, watch other shows now. Yeah. How?
Honestly, how?
How the fuck do I do that now?
Yeah.
That's
it.
Thank you for watching.
We have only 4 more episodes of this show. Thank you for watching. We'll see you very soon.